Howdy. Awesome. That was fast. Y'all clicked right to it. I'm Sadel Trabowski, CEO and co-founder of Open Grants, and we are the easy way to win grant funding. And it is a really good time to be us. As you probably have seen, you've got the IRA bill, the CHIPS bill, all kinds of grant money coming down the pipeline headed for local government. And what Open Grants excels at is helping people get grant funding. Everyone from nonprofits to government alike struggle with getting grant funding. It can be a very time-consuming process, and it can also be a hard thing to just understand where exactly the grant funding is that you can use. And so that's what we do at Open Grants. We provide a simple end-to-end solution so you can create a profile, get matched to grant funding, and then you can even use the tools on the platform as someone looking for grant funding as a way to manage the accounting process, to actually receive the funds themselves. And the grantor on the other side can experience this really worry-free approach to deploying grant funding using an end-to-end solution, so they can collect all the reporting and all the other data that they want to understand about impact and how that money's getting used and who's using the money itself. So currently we work with people like the California Mobility Center here locally, the city of Arlington, Virginia, work with the Electric Power Research Institute, and our biggest project is with the US Department of Commerce. So those are some of the folks that are leveraging our platform. We have about 10,000 users, so we're very excited about where the platforms come, and we have just an incredible ask for everyone, which is create a profile. It's free, get set up. Chances are that you or someone you know could use some grant funding, everything from, hey, I want to put a charging station in my house or near my business, to I want to figure out how to educate people, I want to create some impact in the world. So create a profile, it's free to get started. You don't know what you don't know in this space, so take a minute, takes just 2 or 3 minutes, and educate yourself. There are plenty of time left.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So SMUD is a heavy hitter when it comes to grants. And one thing that we do struggle with is not getting the money. It's knowing whom we've helped grant that money to within our own community and making sure the right hand, it talks to the left hand at SMUD and isn't just duplicating our efforts or, give backs to the community. Does your solution help with the full end-to-end grant management? So not just getting the grants, but facilitating the grant management?
Yeah, that's actually what makes up most of our revenue, in fact, is providing that data to stakeholders across the board. So you spoke earlier, John, about the kind of transparency in this space. And that's a big thing that you can get out of an end-to-end solution. So the problem that a lot of agencies and other people have is that they don't have something that rolls up all that data. So ultimately they rely on people to piece together all the parts that all their different tools, generate, and then they gotta read it all as a report or something. It's just a lot of work, and so a nice end-to-end solution like Open Grants gives them that clarity, so they can say, all right, well, here's who we gave the money to, and that's what happened with it, and it just all rolls up into an easy-to-digest information stream.
So to what extent have you looked at, kind of local government that's on the front line tends to be who has the greatest difficulty with funding, right?
Yes.
Rather than federal or state, so kind of when you move downstream. And so to what extent have you kind of looked at that city and county market to understand what they might need and how you launch marketing campaigns? Because we also talked about, they tend to buy and travel in packs,
Yep.
if you will, right? So if you get one, you likely will get neighboring cities and counties that will follow if they got a good result.
Yeah, we've partnered with eCivis, which is a company with a national footprint. They were publicly traded up until a little while ago. And we've actually integrated with their platform. So I spoke on the GovTech panel a bit about these partnering things we've been doing, and that's really kind of been our key to success, is working with other trusted partners. We know we're new and no one knows us, so when we show up with someone who's been there and been doing the work, and they trust us, then we're able to open those doors. But it's actually one of the main reasons we put this together, is we saw this money coming, and we didn't want to just end up in the places it always ends up. We really wanted to work with local communities and get capital on the ground deployed to people who really need it.
I think there's a huge equity component in what you're mentioning there, is to make sure that we're not going back to the same institutions over and over again with funding or support. Spread the love around and make sure it's more equitable for all. I think that's a huge selling point that you could tap into. Talk to me about your platform specifically. Is it cloud-based? Is it an on-prem app install? Is it a mobile app? What are we working with here?
Yes, it is cloud-based. We use AWS GovCloud, in fact, to manage this. So we built it with procurement and kind of public sector folks in mind, in fact. So not only is it cloud-based, but it has things like public records retention. We're on path to do NIST, FedRAMP, all those other things as we start to work through that process. So yeah, there's a big compliance pathway in front of us, but it's something we've definitely thought about, and we're on that path.
Yeah, get your SOC 2 Type 2 and you'll be in business. Well,
Yep.
not that you're not already, but more so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, good. You good?
No more questions? All right. Don't forget, sign up, create a profile, learn about grant funding.